Adam grabbed a piece of hose, bumped in. I grabbed the hose, bumped in, and then that's when everyone fell through the floor.
The SOGs that we have, the operating procedures and guidelines that we have in the Sacramento Fire Department are not guidelines that were built from theory. The guidelines that we have today were built with blood, sweat, and tears. The streets of this city are stained with those blood, sweat, and tears from our firefighters. We owe it to them to take the lessons that we learn to communicate them to the organization as a whole, to adjust our policies, to adjust our training when we find holes in it, and to refine what we do to have even a better product going forward. So every time that we have one of these emergencies where we get a chance to revisit what we do, we get to take another step forward. Now the goal should be for our organization to not wait until one of our people gets hurt, but to figure out a process in which we're always evaluating our procedures and trying to think ahead of what's the next incident, what's the next contemporary issue that we're going to face on a fire ground, and anticipate it, train for it, so that maybe we prevent somebody from getting hurt in the first place.
In the early morning hours of January 12, 2015, Sacramento Fire Department responded to a structure fire in the 5200 block of 22nd Avenue. While operating at the residential structure fire, 3 firefighters experienced a catastrophic floor collapse, trapping 2 firefighters in a basement. 1 firefighter self-extricated while the other needed to be rescued. A total of 3 crew members were subsequently transported to the hospital for treatment of their injuries. The call was dispatched at 6:25 a.m., an hour before dawn. There was heavy fog that morning, reported as offering less than a quarter mile of visibility on Weather Underground. The involved structure was a 2-story colonial-style home originally constructed in 1932 in the Colonial Heights neighborhood of Sacramento. The home as built was 1,860 square feet, consisting of 1,000 square feet on the first floor and 860 square feet on the second. The data listed a basement but was considered unfinished by building codes. The basement area was 20 feet by 15 feet, consisting of smooth finished concrete walls 7 feet 6 inches high from ground to first floor joist. The home appeared to have been remodeled with the addition of stucco exterior, dual-pane vinyl windows, and a rubberized metal roof. The walls and ceiling were lath and plaster, with the flooring in the collapsed area consisting of 2 1/4-inch hardwood strips.
Battalion 2, BC2, BC1, engine truck and medic 10, engine and truck 6, engine 5, 6, engine 12, house fire 5253 22nd Avenue, fire map 210 Delta 3, operations Bravo 6.
It was day 2 on my first tour at Station 6. The bells came on, and then they said smoke and fire showing, and then I saw everyone started running, so I started running. I'm like, all right, this is it. This is legit.
So started that morning, we were already up. We actually came from another fire. Got back to the station, got toned out for a fire on 22nd Ave and Stockton Boulevard.
It was really foggy that morning, as I recall, and we're headed there, and about a block out, I could, start to smell the smoke.
Battalion 2 copies, roll call complete. RP reports visible flames underneath the home, unknown if occupied.
You could smell it coming down the street. We obviously had a working fire. Pulled up in front of it on the alpha side. It was a 2-story structure with smoke pretty much coming out from everywhere it could come out.
All incoming units into 6 on C on the alpha side. Looks like a 2-story residential structure. We have occupants out front. We have smoke showing, but no visible flames. Into 6 is taking fire attack. We have a hydrant across the street from us.
Engine 10 and Engine 6 pull in front of the house, pretty much nose to nose. So it was a fight for first water. I get out, pull my tank line. Engine 6 gets out and pulls their tank line.
Engine 10, we got 2 out, and we got men.
I noticed that, there's a guy standing there with a garden hose pushing it down into a basement window, probably like 9 by 18 type, just standard type basement window. Couldn't tell if it was a full basement or anything like that. And that there was some type of smoke coming out of there. There's a little bit of a glow down in the basement.
And I saw like these square openings at the foundation of the building, but I was like, it didn't look that clear if it was a window or if it was just like a vent for the foundation. So I was like, okay, it could be a basement, but it might not be a basement, whatever. I have to go inside. All of a sudden the door slams, and then I see Adam sprint to the front door. I'm already playing catch up here.
Gary starts doing his size up. I just remember engine 6 on scene, 2-story, and I was out the door. I had my irons and my hook in my hand.
Got the line stretched, got the door open. I ticked it. You can see the fire to basically the Charlie side of the structure. You can see the fire behind the outline of a door that looked basically like a kitchen fire to the Charlie side. The fire started coming out the door. Then Alex hit it back, and I said, okay, let's go. And Dave was at the door also, and Alex bumped in. Adam grabbed the piece of hose, bumped in. I grabbed the hose, bumped in, and then that's when everyone fell through the floor.
Truck arrived, split 8, captain inside. Truck 6 on scene, splitting opposite. Command engine 5-6 on scene, do you have an assignment?
They disappear into the smoke. I don't see them. 2 seconds goes by, and all of a sudden, fire is rolling over my head.
I see orange, I see light down this hallway. And so I go down this hallway, it seemed like a hallway, and then to my left and to my right, I see a little bit of flame. So I open the nozzle to my left, open the nozzle to my right, and then I take one next step, and I was on my feet/knees, and then I felt the floor feel like weird. I was like spongy kind of, or like when you're go on a diving board, take a step and all of a sudden it just goes crack, crack. And then I'm falling head first, and then I like flip forward, somersault, and I land straight on my back. I stand up and I take all this debris off of me, and then I see this room go from dark to orange to intense, bright fire and heat. And I was like, oh my God, this is a bad dream. This has to be a bad dream. I remember like it got so hot that I had my hand in front of me, and for some reason, like the thought of removing my mask was like the first thing that came in my mind. Tina's voice came into my head, fight for a future. And then I took my hand away from my MMR, and I was like, fuck this, it's game time. And then all of a sudden, Adam comes down, like in a flash, like sparks fly, and then
Ran that hose, hand in the hose in the hand, and tried to go as quick as I could to get to him. Two slides, not even 2 slides on my knee, and I did a full-on somersault right into the basement. Landed right on my butt. It was hot. I stood up, and all I could see was fire.
I ended up getting caught on my stomach, kind of bent over the hole, holding on to the hose line.
Turn around, I see, an SCBA face mask, reflective. I see myself in it. I see all kinds of fire in the mirror image of it, and just a white head, the Nomex hood, no helmet on it. And for a quick second, I thought it was Gary, because this person's behind me. Because Gary was behind, going to be behind me, and then I realized it's Alex, and he's yelling, calm him down, and after calming him down, I don't know training, I guess, I just go for Mayday. I reach up, keep my mic on the outside, hooked to my coat, I just said Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Well, after I said that, I realized there's nothing there. So I turn around, because at that point I'm facing this big concrete wall. I turn around to the fire where all the light is, and I'm looking around on the ground for it, and I see it swinging in between my legs. that's all. I don't give any NOLCAN, I don't give any other further information. I got to get out. That's all. I'm pretty much thinking. It's hot. I can feel it coming up through my pants, up in my calves and everywhere. And I hear this noise to my right, and it's water flowing, and it's the hose line that Alex came in on. So, you know, firefighter survival. I go over to that, like we learned in the class, you know, try and climb out the hose line. I come over to the hose line and I grab that, and it's just a slippery rope. I just slide right down. Look at Alex and, you know, tell him, I'm gonna step on you, I'm gonna get out and I'll get you out.
I was screaming because I started to feel my arm burning, and then he said, calm down, I'm gonna get a ladder, I'll climb on your back, jump out, come right back. And in a flash, I was like, okay. So I go on my hands and knees, and then he steps on my bottle, and in one step, he just springs off of me and he's like gone.
Command Engine 5-6, we have, looks like good water on the fire in Bravo Charlie side.
I step, I'm out. Turn right around, and I put my hand down, you know, he grabs my hand, I pull and he's pulling. That's a joke, it's not working, you know. It dropped to my stomach then, and I grabbed his pack, and I remember trying to pull. And he's got my arm up and trying to pull.
But I was like, dude, there's no way that I'm going to get out of this basement if he does this, or if I do this with just a hand, you know?
As I was trying to squirm my way back, get back to the door, Adam was already coming out of the hole. We kind of met at the door. Dave was already at the door, flowing water. Saw that it just erupted right in front of us.
Advance in a little bit more. Adam jumps out of the hole. We do a face-to-face.
Slid back in, we all slid back in. I was able to reach in and grab him, and I could literally just touch the top of his shoulders.
I'm like, okay, calm down. And I'm thinking, I'm in a basement. There has to be access to get down here. So where am I looking? I'm looking for a staircase. So I look to my right and I see a burned over staircase. I'm like, great, that sucks. And then I look to my left and I see a hose line and a loop.
I started thinking to myself, where have I seen this before? You know, man in a hole. I remembered, you know, you got to put the hose down the hole and pull him out. You know, U-shape it, let him hold on to it, and yank him out. So shove my hose down the hole.
And I was thinking, oh yeah, we were trained like to get out of a basement this way. So the first thing I did was I tried getting on the loop. So I stood on it.
We tried to muscle him out, and it's not working. He's getting caught on the edge of the floor.
The next thing I did was I put my stomach over the loop. They tried to pull up on the hose, and there was like too much friction and I fell off, and I tried sitting on it like a swing.
We tried to muscle him out again, trying different techniques with the hose.
And they were trying to pull up, but it just didn't work. And then I tried climbing it like a rope, climbing the straight nozzle, straight hose on like a rope. It was just too painful.
Engine 10 comes up next to me. They have the hose line, and he's opening the hose. I'm yelling at him, you know, he's in the hole. Mayday, we need to get him out. And the engine 10 nozzle's flowing his hose, knocking the fire back. He put it back down in the hole, and I didn't see Alex anymore. You know, at that point I got pretty mad and started yelling at him that Alex is down there, you know, don't spray down there, you know, and because I just think he got blasted by the hose, and hopefully he's okay. I knew the door's right there, so I just stand up, run out. I know engine 6 is right in front of the house where we got out. Run over there, and someone was starting to slide the attic ladder out. So I took it right from them as they were pulling it out. I took it and I swung it around so the feet were first and opened it up as I was running back inside. I remember when I was doing that, when I was outside, I remember feeling my hands and my wrists just burning, and just going back in, and just ran right back through. I yelled, you know, ladder coming through, and just went right through the front door, right back to my spot, I guess you can say, just right at the edge. And as I was coming in, I had the ladder open and ready, and I just dropped to my knees and dropped the ladder right in. So I just pretty much threw it right in, and when I got to my knees, I didn't see the ladder.
They got the ladders. In the meantime, I was able to call the Mayday.
and I remember hearing what I thought was a Mayday. And I know at that time the other BC had just arrived on scene or was really close. He said he was committing in, and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. And I'm like, because I thought that's what I heard, and no one else acknowledged it. And then I remember, okay, it came on again. I immediately acknowledged the Mayday.
Battalion 1 copies that, a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday on tack. Battalion 2's on scene. I believe it was a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Let's clear the channel.
I tried to identify who the companies were because all I heard was Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. The second time a little more audible, the first time really low volume, very scratchy. Identified that we had two people that were down inside of base, sounds like a basement. They were trying to extricate them and basically requesting help.
Okay, Battalion 2's on scene. We have a man in the basement, heavy fire. Let's get him out.
I remember a ladder coming in, boom. And I was like, oh, easy money, climbing up this ladder. And so I stepped one rung, two rung, and then it just wasn't seated right. Like the ladder wasn't seated right, like too steep or whatever. And then I'm on the ladder and then I fall on the ladder, boom. And I stand up and then my ears are like popping, the back of my head is burning, and just incredible pain, you know? And then a stream of water just blasted my head. And I'm on the ground, on this pile of whatever, and I'm just soaked and just tired. In my mind, I was thinking, I'm soaked, I'm hella tired, and my mask is full of water. And I was like, dude, if I'm not gonna burn to death, I'm gonna drown, you know, because there's so much water. So I opened up my mask and let it all out, and tighten up my mask. I felt immediately cooler. Like I felt so much better with water being, you know, cooling in the environment.
Battalion 2's on scene. I have 22nd Avenue Command. Let me have that second alarm. Also need PD for traffic control.
All right, dispatch Battalion 2, correction, Battalion 1's on scene. Give me 3 additional TAC channels, 3 additional TAC channels.
Copy, you can have Bravo 7, Bravo 8, Bravo 9. Do you need Bravo 4 for command?
Affirmative, Bravo 4 for command, thank you.
All companies, Battalion 2, I need a status report. Who's in the basement? Battalion 1, I'll make you Rick Division. Captain, Engine 6, do you have a can? Companies on B6, give me a report.
I asked companies for a can, complete silence for what seemed like an eternity. I often tell people it was probably the longest 2 minutes of my life.
I go over to 10s and I grab the autoclatter off that one. I go in, I hand it up.
I can see this ladder sticking up 2 rungs above a rung, I don't remember, but it was there. And there's no Alex.
So I get on my belly and they put the attic ladder down, open it up. I'm looking down into this hole and I don't see anything.
The thought hits me of, oh shit, he's out of air. He's unconscious, he's down in the hole unconscious, we have to go in. I start looking, I remember my vibro alert's starting to go, I'm flashing.
So start thinking like, all right, well, we gotta go get him. You know, we gotta go down there and get him. So I remember looking at my air. We're all getting low on air at this point.
And then that's when I saw the second ladder come down. And then I stood up and I was super tired, like super tired. And then I saw the ladder, and right at the same time that I saw it, I saw my MMR go off. The vibro alert came on. And in my head, I was like, dude, all right, this is like seriously fourth quarter, you know? This is game time. And if I'm gonna fucking die, I'm gonna die letting everyone know that I'm fighting for my life, climbing this ladder. And then so I climbed up the first rung and my legs started cramping. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I shouldn't have done squats yesterday. Just my mind was disassociated from the pain and the situation. So I was laughing at myself at how I was cramping. And then the next thing I did was like truly concentrate on one thing at a time. Like, yeah, my hands are burning, my head's burning, my elbows burning, my calves are burning, but okay, leg, out, up, rung, take a break. And then I hear all the dudes above on the floor yell, "Come on, Alex, we need a little bit more, you can do it, come on."
I can see him. He made one step. I'm reaching, we got a hold of him.
Alex was able to get on the ladder but didn't have the strength to actually climb up.
I'm worried, you know, if he goes down, we can't pull. We're not able to pull him right now. We're not going to be able to get it. He's there, but he's not moving. He's got one step, but he's not moving. We got a hold of him, but we're not advancing, and he's not advancing.
I recall Gary encouraging him to take another step on the ladder, and he takes another half a step up. And I remember seeing his face, and I see his vibrolar going off, and you know his eyes are this big, and he's just he's fighting, he's fighting.
You know, we're yelling, "Come on, come on, come on!"
Everything that I had left, I just went up one more rung, and that's when I felt them grab my shoulder strap and the attic ladder, and in a flash, I'm just like on the ground.
And we just all yanked him out of the hole.
Just pull the ladder, everything comes out on top.
And I'm like, whoa, this is so much better to be on this floor than to be in the basement.
I was done, mentally, physically, everything, but he was out.
Command, this is rescue. We have the person out. I need a medic to the front door. We have the victim out.
Then I was wheeled into the ambulance and felt my hands. I was taking a look at it. I was like, man, I'm fucked up. And then that's when they gave me pain medicine and went to the hospital, and that was pretty much what happened.
Command, this is Rick Command. Recommend we pull everyone out of the building and re-engage. Let's have accountability. We do have a confirmed, the firefighter that was missing is the confirmed victim. Unknown on accountability.
So all the chaos of trying to find this, trying to that, and then for me going, all right, at that point in time I ceased fire operations.
Copy that. All companies operating on B6, let's evacuate the building. Give me a PAR on B7. All companies move to B7. I need a PAR.
There was no command and control. There was no focal point of putting this fire out. We didn't know, could we continue in with interior operations, or is this going to be completely exterior?
Command to 6.
Command.
I need a second code 3 medic.
Copy that. Second code 3 medic to the front door.
Once we knew everybody was out of the hole, we did order a third alarm and started a PAR.
I got PAR 4. Copy that. 5-6 with 4. Engine 10, I need a PAR.
Roll call on B7, engine 12 on, PAR 4.
I'm working on it.
Copy that. Engine 12-4.
The PAR did take a very long time, and that was because of, I believe, people jumping on the medic with their crew members and making sure that they were getting the proper treatment.
Truck 10, truck 6, give me a PAR. Battalion 2, truck 10. Fire only 3, I still can't find my tools. Okay. Truck 6, far. Truck 6 saw and tools, truck 6 captain.
Command, this is a rescue group. Going to need 2 additional companies in the front. I do need 2 additional medics for additional firefighter evaluation. We have at least 1, possibly 2 confirmed additional.
Copy that. Staging, command.
Man, Medic 6 is on scene. We're behind you. We'll make our way up there in a second.
Command, truck 6 was car 4. All accounted.
The firefighter survival training was in place, and I think the biggest component was the philosophy that not only is the trapped firefighter in the basement not going to give up, but the firefighters that are attempting to rescue him didn't get stuck on one means of trying to get him out of the hole. They knew this isn't working. What's plan B? Plan B didn't work. What's plan C? Plan C was kind of working. Plan D was engaged. How did they know to try to get him up with a hose? How did they know to put a ladder down in the hole? How did they know what was going to be next and what they were going to try? And those answers were coming to the individuals involved. First thing we start looking at are the gaps. What specifically presented itself that we weren't prepared for, that could have went better? We've given our battalion chiefs commanding the Mayday training. They've taken the courses. In those courses, the scenario is that you're at a large-scale incident, you're at your teleboard, all your radio channels are set up, and you have a comms plan in place, and you have groups and you have divisions operating, and then the Mayday happens. You look back historically in the fire service, these Maydays are going to happen within the first 4 minutes of a firefighter engaging in a fireground operation, and we all know incident commander is at the teleboard with a comms plan set up with a RIC crew standing by ready to jump into action at a moment's notice given the command of the incident commander. That's not how it happens. In just a couple months, we're going to have a hands-on training. We're going to bring every company down to the training division. There's going to be drills set up to where the firefighters and company officers can engage physically and put more tools in their toolbox to realize that when this happens, it's not a sterile environment. I think what we need to drive home is when this happens, it's a lot messier than this. And then you involve emotion, smoke, heat, fire, and now make it work. Secondarily, addressing the command component of recognizing the Mayday, who takes actions. This is just a big reality check for our department that it's not the battalion chiefs that only need to know how to command a Mayday, but you have to know the job above you and below you. Company officers should know how to react when they hear this, because most likely they're going to be the ones in command. And even on the firefighter level, you can have 20 years on this department. If you never had this training, you're not going to know how to react. So this training has to be department-wide. If there's anything that we train on in 2016, this is it, saving our own.
Fire dispatch, what is the address of the emergency?
Hey, CHP with the transfer. She said her neighbor's house is on fire. They're not home. 52 Second Avenue.
Okay, that's 5651. I'm sorry, what's the street name?
5 have. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Fire dispatch, can you confirm that address, please?
It's my address is 5251 22nd Avenue. It's next door. And theirs is 5253.
Okay, so 5253 is the address we need to come to. Is that correct?
Huh?
We need to come to 2nd Avenue. Is that correct?
Yes, and you need to hurry up because this fire is
Phone number
spreading
you're calling
fast.
from, please.
It's my 591.
And what's your name?
Viva.
Okay, Viva. And what exactly is on fire? The house?
Yes, it's underneath the house. I don't know. We just came outside. We're getting ready to take the baby to school and get up.
Okay, you've got visible flames from the from underneath.
Yes.
Do you know if anybody's inside?
No, because it's going faster. Why are we asking questions? It's the
Okay, Viva, I already have help on the way, okay? My question's not slowing them down.
Yeah, because my car's next to it, and if they really catch flame, it's going to be all
Okay,
bad.
all right. Do you know for sure if nobody's home?
I do know for sure because the flames, we're looking at the flames right now, and they're not waking up, so we're knocking on the door, they're not there.